Good morning, everyone. We're excited to have you all with us this morning for our first Maximizing Your WBE Certification webinar of the year. My name is Morgan McDonald, Administrative Assistant here at WBEC ORV, and our wonderful presenter today is Miss Angela Morrow. But before I turn things over to her, I want to take some time to briefly introduce you to our team. We have our President and CEO, Dr. Frederica Singletary, our Fractional Chief Financial Officer, Jackie Jordan, our Fractional Chief Human Resource Officer, LaCosta Moore, our Senior Director of Marketing, Communications, and Engagement, Courtney Martin, Dr. Kay, Director of Programs and Events. We have Colleen Rudisell, our Director of Certification and Outreach, Robbie Moore, our Certification Manager. We have Devin Davis, our Corporate Engagement Manager, and Anita Steele is our newest team member, and she is our Certification Specialist. Next slide. We would also like to take this time to thank our first Champion Circle sponsors. If you haven't heard yet, WBEC ORV recently introduced Champion Circle sponsorship packages. And the support from these sponsors play an important role in helping us to expand our programming and resources for our community. Champion Circle was designed to provide added value, including access to our in-person events, logo and brand recognition, and also just to offer more opportunities to stay visible and engaged with the community. And it also gives WBEs and corporate partners a simple way to support multiple events through one sponsorship. So I will drop the link to those packages in the chat if you're interested in learning more about becoming a Champion Circle sponsor. And you can visit that link to learn some more information.
I honestly think it's awesome. When you go through it, you're going to see how you have passes to all the events. And so you can do, I did the silver. And, if you don't use your pass, you can use it from a networking standpoint and give it to a business partner to attend or something. But the bronze is really affordable and you get passes to everything. You would have spent more on actual attendee fees. So just something to consider there. I think they've done a really nice job of creating something holistic there that you all can leverage. And obviously I leveraged it.
Yes, you see Lubrisource on there.
Okay.
And with that, I will kick it over to Angela.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Happy Thursday. I feel like this is our first week back from vacation. I got back on Monday and it's just been a really busy week. And I hope your year is kicking off the same way. My name is Angela Morrow, president of Lubrisource. We do automated lubrication equipment, system design, maintenance services for implant manufacturing. I've been certified now for 8 years. I'm excited to share with you this information and content on how to leverage your certification more. I've certainly learned a lot over the years. This is a standard presentation that National provides to us to share with you all. However, one of the major things about being in WBEC ORV, your local RPO here, is building community. And honestly, that's one of the reasons why I would really love for you to take off your videos and your audio. And I'd like to go around real quick. And we're not talking about a 1 minute pitch or anything. It's, hi, my name is Angela Morrow. This is my company, and I'm located here in this city. And then drop your information into the chat. So, in case there's someone else who wants to follow up with each other, we can. And I think that's just really super important. So, I'm going to have you go. Lisa, will you go first, please?
Oh, sure. So I'm Lisa Kastner. I'm the founder of Running Wild LLC, and we are located out of Los Angeles, so University City more specifically.
Oh, wow, you're in Los Angeles. Very
Mhm.
cool. I was thinking we were all from this Ohio River Valley area, but and Lisa, what does your business do?
My fancy way of saying it is we're a content creation, distribution, and licensing company. And the more simplistic is we're publishing and licensing.
Great.
Hmm.
Well, I'm glad you're here, Lisa. And one thing is for everyone to realize you have your smaller communities locally with your RPO, but we are a national network. So here's an opportunity to network with Lisa. Drop your information in the chat. And I think that's great. So you get to see that you're part of a bigger community too. All right. Sisa,
You said it right.
I
Thank
did. Oh,
you.
yay.
Yes, I always have to lead with Sisa rhymes with Lisa or sounds like Lisa. My name is Sisa Vanelli. I am Deputy General Counsel at American Crane and Equipment Corporation. We're in Douglasville, Pennsylvania. That's in Berks County, so we're about a half hour out of Philadelphia. And we make custom overhead cranes, mostly for the nuclear industry. But we pretty much dabble in everything, and that's our thing. We have been around since 1972,
Mm,
and our owner Karen Norheim just put me in charge of the women-owned business everything. So this is my first go around with you guys.
great. Well, thank you so much for being here. We're happy that you're here.
Thank you.
Let me see who's next on the list here. Um, yeah, a star?
Yes, that's me. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay,
Hi.
great. Sorry, I was having some technical difficulties, so I'm on my phone trying to make things work. So my name is Yas Star. I am with Star Coaching Services, and so what we do is we provide life coaching as well as speaking engagements, as well as providing a speaker for summits as well as conferences for women specifically in corporate America who are experiencing burnout, overwhelm, and just exhaustion. So, and I'm here in the Atlanta, Georgia area.
Great. Thank you, yeah. Let's see who else has their camera open and ready to go. Agnes, we'll switch to you now.
So, good morning, everyone. My name is Agnes. I am the owner of the space of Agnes Elisa. I am e-learning and development designer. So, basically, I create courses online to enhance the experience of the employees on each business.
Great. And where are you located again?
I am located, my apologies, I am located in Tucson, Arizona.
Very good. Thank you. All right, we have someone named with the initials JM. Okay, you're not Joelle Brock. Are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, who is this? This is
Oh, okay.
Joelle. Okay, hi
Yeah, this
Joelle.
is Joelle. Sorry about the picture. That's actually 5 years old during COVID, and I need to get
You
that
look
updated.
great. We're gonna take it.
Yeah, my name's Joelle Brock. I have a company called Leading Edge, and we write custom software for our clients specifically in the artificial intelligence arena. I started this business 18 years ago, and I've been a member of ORB for I think 15 years, Angela. I'm not quite sure. And the reason I'm on this call is because I really have never taken advantage of our certification and membership, and I just want to learn how to do that. So the title of Maximizing Your Certification was very, very inviting to me. And I apologize I can't have my camera on. I am in transit, but I'm really looking forward to listening in.
Great. Okay. Welcome. So, do we have anyone else here? Let's see. Let's keep this. Renee Bolton.
Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Renee Bolton. I am the co-founder of RBG Virtual Solutions, located in right outside of Cleveland, Ohio. We give our clients more time so that they can develop work-life balance, and we do that through providing top-tier virtual administrative support.
Excellent. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Okay, Sarah Simmons.
Good morning. I'm Sarah. I am in Alexandria, Virginia, right outside the DMV, right outside Washington, D.C. And what I do is that I enhance organizational effectiveness by developing leaders and also strengthening teams. And I do that by executive and leadership coaching, also team and group coaching. And my focus is very much on how organizations can leverage and utilize the skills, the talents, and the contributions of their people to achieve their organizational goals and also their mission. And I do that by building capacity so the people in the organization can drive engagement so that they can give measurable impact and results.
Great. Thank you, Sarah. And I think our last person is Stacy Cunningham. Do we have Stacy Cunningham?
Hi, my name is Stacy Cunningham. I'm with Ascension Construction Solutions. We are a construction management and general contracting firm in Columbus, Ohio. We specialize in mission critical projects, municipal work, schools, and healthcare. And it's good to be here.
Great. Well, we have a great team, a great group of folks here today. I'm really excited to walk through this. I will pause throughout, like every couple of slides. Okay, who has a question, right? And then we can get the questions there and then go on to the next segment. And yeah, we want to make sure this is valuable for you. And so again, make sure you're sharing your information in the chat. If there's somebody that you want to connect with, make sure you message them so you can follow up. That's a networking opportunity. Okay, next slide, please. All right, so the agenda here today, we're going to go over the foundational knowledge. So some of this you may have had when you got when you got certified, when they have the onboarding, the new WBEs, there's certification, there's onboarding of new certified women-owned businesses. So we're going to go through the background of WBENC, the value prop, supplier diversity advantages, and the role of supplier diversity professionals. Then we're going to go through maximizing your certification, some of the benefits, how to make sure you know how to use the seal and the logo, how to prospect within the WBENC community, how to engage at WBENC nationals and participate in your local RPO, regional partner organization, program organization. I always forget the P, but the RPO. Okay, next slide. Okay, so there's three aspects of the foundational knowledge: WBENC and WBEC ORV. So since I'm presenting from a WBEC ORV perspective, that's the RPO we're going to talk about, but you should be connecting with your local RPOs. What's your value prop, and then how you get into supplier inclusion and build relationships and work the supplier inclusion channel, as I would call it. Okay. All right, so about WBENC. WBENC is a national organization that has 14 regional partner organizations. So there's 14, and you can kind of see the breakout here. And your WBENC certification is national. So you can leverage, which many of you are doing right now, programming from other RPOs. You can go to other RPOs, matchmakers. You can get onto their websites and see who their corporates are. And maybe that's a corporate that you're looking to build you have a local relationship with, but you want to build a national relationship with. You might want to go to some of their events and see how that corporate is showing up to build some relationships there. There's 20,000 plus certified Weebies nationally, which you can be doing business to business with. So I have several Weebies I do business with in my supply chain that I use to support how I operate. So you can do business to business, and then there's 500 plus corporate members nationally that you can be working with. Okay, next slide. So about WBEC ORV, we are the Ohio River Valley, and we have Ohio, West Virginia, and Kentucky. And then the core platform is certification, opportunities, resources, and engagement. So that's how we want to think about it. First, you have your certification. There's lots of opportunities. There's a ton of business resources for you all that we can talk about. And then engagement. How do you build community, relationship, and a support system? Your value proposition is the fact that there is a federal mandate. And I had Morgan double check this for me because I was kind of like, wait a minute, I'm not sure if there's still a mandate, but there is for companies doing business with the federal government. They need to procure 5% of goods and services from women and minorities. So there is a value prop there. But more importantly, there are corporations that want to have an inclusive network of vendors and partners and providers. So corporations have set up supplier diversity programs. You're probably going to see something more on the lines of, inclusion, and looking at making sure they're having a diverse network. You're not going to hear much more about certain targets or certain percentages and those things being reported out on due to the last year with government and administrative changes. However, the philosophy, the intent, and the belief that supplier diversity is very important is still extremely strong among many corporates. They're just shifting it a little bit in their language, if that makes sense. So I've been even more encouraged as a woman-owned business in this last year and have built stronger relationships in this last year, given some of the philosophical changes from an administration level, meaning that people have really committed to the belief and really looked at their values and what they believe in, making sure you have an inclusive supply chain. So with some of these federal mandates, companies have set up supplier inclusion, and then we have a business models have evolved where they're looking to purchase goods specifically from woman-owned businesses or minority businesses. So go ahead. Hope that's helpful to share that little side note of how I feel about it. The supplier diversity advantage. So as a Weebie, you have an advocate within these different companies. So you'll meet them in a matchmaker. How many, you raise your hand, have you done a matchmaker before? No matchmakers yet. Okay. From the people who I can see. So that's okay. Matchmakers are great. But you get a chance to meet when you go to the different events through your RPO, through nationals, going to nationals, which is out in Lake Tahoe, Salt Lake City. It's in that area this year. You'll need to look online. But corporates show up, and then you have the opportunity to do matchmakers where you sit down for 10 to 15 minutes and they'll help shepherd you through the process, and they can mentor. There's mentor programs. They can help you connect to the right people. And they know when things are coming up for bid that would be within your specialty or within your practice. I want to caveat this. You can move on to the next slide. It is a relationship building. So don't expect you're going to get a deal in your first 15-minute matchmaker, they will need to, you have to have a capabilities statement and prove yourself and show your case studies and examples of how you've performed, just like you would with any business that you're trying to work with, right? So don't think this is the easy button. It is another way to build relationships within the corporation or the company that you're looking to do business with. So I always use a two-pronged approach. I get to my practitioner and my actual buyer, and I build that relationship there. And then I also build the relationship with the supplier diversity person, and then that matches up really nice. So you still have to do your work like you would if you weren't certified and going straight to market and being a smart, astute business professional. But you have another angle with supplier diversity help you make those relationships and provide support and provide um, internal advocacy, which I have had that happen for me. So they're an advocate between the company and certified women-owned, minority-owned businesses. So there are a lot of websites, so you have to get registered on there. I do believe that you should do that. If there are companies you want to work for, get into their portal, put your information in. I received an opportunity to bid for a very large project because I had registered in their portal and I won. You don't hear about. I was so excited. I mean, it was 2 years ago. So I'd been certified, what, 6 years at that point? So you want to be, I will say that the relationship building process can take a long time. So you want to be pleasantly persistent. So here's how I would say that I've done that since the national conference in June that I went to. I was able to meet up with a utilities company, talk about how we had done automated lubrication equipment systems for large windmills and turbines. And they're like, oh, we have a need. So he got me the name, wanted me to send my case studies and capability studies. I've done that. Now, his contact, the supplier diversity person, his contact is super busy. So I've emailed a couple times. I've messaged with him on LinkedIn. He said, hey, he's coming out of his busy season. So I'm going to give it another 30 days and then I'm going to follow back up. But the more you are tactfully polite and don't come across as having an entitlement and that they are working for you, you will have good relationships. You are there to partner with them. They are here to partner with you. And once they like you and know you, they will help you even more. But everyone's got a lot on their plate. So, and stay away from the what's in it for me mentality. That's what I mean, kind of like the entitlement, what's in it for me. Philosophically, hey, we're all here to make money, right? We're all here to, provide value, provide a service to a company. But you do want to be known in the network as someone who volunteers, shows up, encourages other women. You can take advantage of a lot of the learning programs. And then corporates see that, and then they are interested in getting to know you more. You always want to focus on your products and services to solve their business problem. And that's just business 101. But go on ahead. Okay, so benefits, prospects, engage. Let's keep moving. Part 2. Before we go to part 2, any questions about part 1 that I said? Anything resonate or anything you have questions about?
Hi, Angela.
Hi, Sarah.
I am very new. I just got certified on
Okay.
December.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you very much. So I would like to know, you mentioned getting into the vendor registration and registering in the different vendors. So is that done via Web 2.0 link? You look for organizations
Oh.
best meet that you feel as though that you can partner with based on their needs, and then
Mm-hmm.
register in the process? How does that work?
I've done it two ways. So, first way, your idea is going on to the 2.0 link, finding companies you'd like to work with, checking out their websites to see if they have a portal, and then you can complete and prospect that way. Complete the information on the portal, but also then do your own prospecting process that you would with anybody. The third way is going to different events, mixers, networking sessions, conferences, and then getting in contact with those corporates and finding out that they do have a portal and how do they like to work to do business. There's also WBEC ORV. We have a series called Doing Business With, and it'll be like a 30-minute, 45-minute webinar with a corporate, and then they will talk through about how you do business with them, what's important to them from a cultural standpoint, a value prop, and then how you register with them. So keep your eye out for sessions that might be about doing business with. And if you look on the WBEC ORV calendar, you'll see them. And I'm not sure if other RPOs are doing that or not, but keep your eye out for that.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions?
I think we have
Okay,
a
so,
couple questions in chat,
okay.
Angela.
Oh, okay. Let's see here.
How do we find out about matchmaker events? Are they listed somewhere on the WeBank website?
Yeah, that's RPO by RPO. So you would want to go to all the RPOs and then check out their events, and you're going to see um, uh, how to do business with. And then sometimes they do like a virtual 2 day seminar, and then you get a matchmaker with some. Um, most of the ad hoc matchmakers that I've been involved are, so we have an annual conference called Catch the Wave, and that's where I've made sure I've registered ahead, and then I'll get like 6 or 7 matchmakers there. Going to nationals, Toyota. I'm in the automotive industry. Toyota, Honda, etc. I've had supplier diversity events and days, and then you get matchmakers there. So it's look on the calendar of events and see, and then go to your local RPO conference, and you should have a matchmaker there also. And nationals, there's always that opportunity there too.
And then we have one more
Mhm.
question. Which database do you recommend to be registered to have potential opportunities or invitations to bid?
The one to companies that you know that you meet their needs and expectations, and that you are ready. I think size of the business is important. Type of business is corporate is important. Do you have a value prop that would make you stand out from your competitors to do business with them? Those are the ones you want to be registering in. So I don't think there's a one size fits all. Um, you have to make sure you're bankable, profitable. You have to think about um, if terms, what type of terms, like some of these larger corporations, they have very 90-day terms. I'm not signing up in their portal. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be their bank. Another company can do that. But so for me, that doesn't fit my need and expectations. I'm not going to sign up, but there could be someone else who that works for them. That's their sweet spot. Great company, local, and they're fine with the 90-day terms. So that's part of doing your research to know who you want to work with. Okay. Any more?
Nope, I think that's it for now.
Okay. So let's move on from this slide. This one's a little challenging. Okay. So there are two logos or seal that you need to be aware of. So there's a WBE seal. So WBENC certified women-owned business, women business enterprise. It's great to have on your website, on your proposal, business cards, and other collateral, your capability statement. Definitely want to have a capability statement. Everybody wants to have a capability statement from you with all your NAICS code. That's what I have here. I have that seal on all my stuff. Now, the woman-owned logo, you'll see this more of like product packaging, labels. You can see it on websites, marketing collateral, and digital marketing. But I always have fun going to the grocery store and trying to find a woman-owned logo. I've kind of attached it to products, consumer products, but you can put it elsewhere, and it is a really cute logo. But one's a seal and one's a logo, and they'll all get a copy of this, right? So you can discern where you want to put it. If you lose your copy of this presentation, you can go back into the website, certification website, the 2.0, and it has all the criteria from a branding standpoint of what you can and can't do if you have questions or concerns. Okay. Prospecting. Hey, Sarah was ahead of the curve on this one. Prospecting in the WBENC community. So use that tool as a marketing tool. You can identify corporates and suppliers. You can identify other WBEs. And you want to make sure that your own profile is in there, is complete. List as many NAICS codes that fit within your business as possible. That's really important. And think about it from an SEO, search engine optimization standpoint. What are your keywords you want people searching on? Because supplier diversity people will go in to this and look for your NAICS code and your keywords to pull up appropriate partners and vendors, suppliers. Okay. So within the community, you can download corporate contacts. So you can download those out. You can check other RPO websites and their regional corporate members. I think I already talked about some of this. You can build a prospecting list. So check the websites to see if they have an inclusion goal or supplier diversity initiatives. Make sure you're getting on their portals and completing your vendor and supplier portals. This is a really good one. Identify companies which have a tier 2 program. So a lot of times large organizations already have their tier 1, their tier 1 suppliers. They really do not want to be moving those. You think about sometimes onboarding a new supplier in yourself in your own company or working with someone can be a little challenging and can take long. Well, the larger companies, that can be true. So you want to build relationships with those tier 1s and be a tier 2. And so you can resell through those tier 1s. So for an example, like a lot of times we'll put an automated lubrication system on a piece of machinery that someone else is reselling. And they're the tier 1, but we're the tier 2, right? We're a part of what they're doing. You all could be a part of a larger construction project, maybe a larger, change management, organizational change management program, something of that sort. So being tier 2 is good. And a lot of corporates are saying to their tier 1s, we want to see that you are acting diverse and are being diverse too. So you can get in that way. So find out. Consider opportunities to do business or partner with other WBEs and participate in your local, regional, and national inclusion events. Yeah. do your homework. So understanding, do they have a fully dedicated supplier diversity staff? Um, is there a process for registering? Some of this we've already covered. It's kind of a repeat. Um, you want to match up and work with companies that you have a similar culture or value to, right? That you work well with. That's important. But all these I think are pretty standard. I would though in a matchmaker ask, do they have any other supplier diversity events? So you get your matchmaker, do they hold their own? And some companies do. So I've been to, like in Ohio, I've been to an Eaton, I've been to Honda. Last year, I participated in another RPO's 2-day event around utilities and the energy sector. I did that virtually and then went to another event down in Texas. So you do want to be asking, and you can network with other weebies that you know that are in your industry or are really going to allow them to find out if they know of other companies that you're interested in that might have supplier diversity events. Okay. Yeah, so I think that's what it is. Ask the questions. Ask about their procurement process. Is it centralized or decentralized? Ask about, what would it take, right? Some of these are just general questions in a sales cycle you would ask anyway. This is sales acumen. Ask if there's any new coming bid opportunities. Ask if there's a tier 2 program. Those are things that are smart things to do. If you are a woman-owned small business, you can be WBE certified. This is what allows you to do work with the government. So, so you have to register through sam.gov. How many people here are WBE certified? One, two, didn't do it. Okay. So there's a whole nother layer of business development that you can do. You want to look for your local Apex chapter, SBA, Apex. There are dedicated people that work within those that are supposed to help you navigate the government supply chain so that you can go to events and then also do bids. If you didn't get your WBE cert this first time, you can always catch it up the next time with your next certification and bundle your WBENC and WBE cert together. And it doesn't cost you additional monies, just so you know. Okay. Um, let's see. I'll send out something here in a minute. So engage with WBENC National. So you have the annual event. There's a lot of exhibitors. There's national networking, and it occurs in June every year. Honestly, I would say start with your local RPO first. You can go to the nationals. I've been twice. It can be a little bit overwhelming. So I would start locally and build those relationships. And then obviously there's WBENC Forum, expand your network. So you'll hear a term called forum. We are all a part of forum. But there is something called forum leadership. And so once you've been within your network, your executive director or president can appoint you to forum leadership. And then that gets you connected with other people nationally and more corporates nationally. So that is a leadership position. Go to the WeBe to WeBe Connects. We have I think monthly and quarterly WeBe to WeBe Connects for networking. Sometimes they're at lunch, sometimes they're over a social hour. So you want to do that. There's tons of learning opportunities that I think has been more valuable to me than generating business. So Just this last year, I went out to Talk Business School um, and spent a whole week on executive learnings that was free. And that was through WBENC Nationals. I put in my, application to go. And I learned so much. I connected with a lot of great women leaders and business owners, but I've started to figure out how to do some real strategic planning for 3 to 5 years. Before that, I had been there's an executive energy program where you can connect with Shell, Chevron, Mobil, and you learn really how that sector does business. There's a ton of business development programs. They can take you through a Kaufman fast track. There's the EOS program, which is all around, how do you operate a business really efficiently and effectively? So there's a lot of very high end, very expensive type of training and education that is free to you and your company and employees by just showing up and getting involved and finding out what these are and doing it and registering to do it. So I just would strongly encourage that. We do have also great educational webinars that are put on 5 times a year. So it can be from a global perspective, a marketing perspective, a government perspective. They span a lot of different topics. So get involved, learn, figure out what's going on locally, and then look for learning opportunities nationally. And do not be intimidated by the word forum. You are a part of forum. Your business is a part of forum. So, okay, next slide. Participate in your RPO. I think I've said this a million times, but we have Catch the Wave. It's coming up in Louisville. And I just want to say, we have lots of women that come from all over the United States that aren't in our RPO that come to our Catch the Wave. So I would encourage you to check it out, see if there's a corporate there you're interested in meeting and getting to know. But it's hosted, it's 300 plus attendees, regional networking, great learnings, and we always do a pitch breakfast, which is really fun. That's something that's really big in this network is pitching. So if you can come up with a really solid 60-second to 90-second pitch, join those pitch competitions. It's free advertising. I mean, it's not really free because you might be sweating, right? You might be really nervous. So there is a cost. There's a cost to everything in one way or another, but it's free advertising and it just helps. And everybody gets to see you. All the corporates get to see you right there. So, get up to the plate and swing. I did mine last year and I'm going to do it again in 2026 until I get to a place where I get to stand on stage. But it's worth it. I think it's honed my ability to also just explain what I do in an effective, efficient motto, and add some humor in it at times too. So consider that. It's free. Little sweat equity though. All right, next slide. All right, so we do have within our RPO, and there you can apply now, is a business development program that's put on by Victoria's Secret right there. Morgan, if you can put the application link in there, that would be great. Basically, I think it's based over 6 to 8 months. You meet once a month. It's a great opportunity for you to work on your business, not in the business. So to pull yourself up and figure out how you're going to be more strategic and grow. And it helps you to look at all areas of the business. So that's really important, this business development program. I highly encourage you to check it out. We have lots of networking and lots of professional development. So please go to our event calendar. We have coffee breaks. We have doing business with all these different corporations. And something unique, we do have a construction summit that's going to be in our network here this year. Um, so yeah. And we have Catch the Wave. We do have a Woman of Color, Bold and Brilliant, which focuses on women of color and empowerment there and building a strong community. And we will be having a Women of Distinctions Award too. So with WeBe roundtables with the opportunity for really good networking. What questions do you have? What did I not answer that I should have or shared? And there's all good, all questions are good.
Can you go back to what you were saying about the SBA WOSB certification? You said Apex.
Yeah, I'm gonna Apex, it's APEX. So each state should have their own Apex. And then within that, oh shoot, within that Apex, they will have, so I'm in the Ohio Apex Accelerator and I met with a mentor. They normally have 3 or 4 different mentors because they're stationed out throughout your state. And Renee, I forget where you say you were.
Ohio, right
Ohio.
outside of Cleveland.
Yeah, so perfect. So you can get with I would just Google Ohio Apex Accelerator,
Okay.
get on their website, find a mentor to meet with. They will help you navigate how to do business with state, local, federal.
Okay. Thank you.
And I'm going to put my information here in the chat. And you all are welcome to email me if you have any questions. If I can be of any help to you, I'm more than happy to. So, Angela Morrow at LuberSource. If I don't get back to you in the same day, I will by the end of the week. I promise. I'm always making sure I do that. But
Hey, Angela, so I have a question. What are the applications coming out for the signature events for like the Women of Color, the Bold and Beautiful Award, and some of the other events that are coming up?
yeah, Morgan, you probably have the inside scoop of where to go for all of that, right? Can you share that?
I'm sorry, Stacy, can you restate your question?
Sure. I was just wondering, like, when are the applications going to come out for the Women of Color signature event and some of the other signature events that Angela mentioned on the previous slide?
So the events, you can register for those on our website. I'll link our calendar. I'll put the link to the calendar in the chat again. And I'll actually go over some of those events coming up here in a second.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be great.
Thank
Because I know
you.
they're all coming up, so it's important to.
Yes.
I have another question. Um, so when we received our certification through WeBank, um, we were told that next steps were to go local. So we applied for state of Ohio, city of Cleveland, Cuyahoga County. Um,
Wow.
yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, no, that is. That's why
It
I
was,
say wow.
yeah, it was like a full-time
Hmm.
job almost. But um, we've gotten several of them already. We're waiting for state of Ohio at this point.
Hmm.
But we got City of Cleveland. We do our in-person visit with Cuyahoga County tomorrow.
Great.
And so we've gotten everything else. I sort of feel like, okay, we've got all these certifications. Now
Hmm.
what?
Yeah.
And so are there other avenues that we should be looking at in addition to the SBA's Apex Accelerator, are there other places that we should be saying, okay, now that we got this certification, this is who can help us in that arena?
Mm-hmm.
Because these are
So,
things I feel like a lot of people, you don't know to ask that. I didn't know
mhm.
that the SBA had this Apex Accelerator until you said it. So it's another one of those situations where I feel like business owners don't know what they don't know, so they don't know to ask for it.
Yeah. Um, I don't know of anything else, to be honest with you. What I would do is, do you have a capability statement yet?
Yes.
Okay, and so you've added all your certifications on there. I would find out where you're certified, you know, what are their events, and I would be asking them what they know. So if there's a person, a mentor, someone you build a relationship, and I would just focus on those 4 to 5 and build those relationships, see how you grow that business, and then scale from there.
Okay.
That's what how I would start, because right, you want to balance how much time you're spending on getting all these certs with the value of actually, generating some revenue.
Right.
Um, that's a little bit more of me from a peer standpoint, me to you, like as a peer saying that's what I would do.
Okay.
Um, but yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
and get with the Ohio Apex Accelerator, and
I'm
they'll
looking them up as soon as we're done here.
yeah, yeah, and they can get you networked and on some good email lists that have good events, and it's another way. So you've done a lot of the heavy lifting because you're certified. Sometimes people go to these events and then they're not certified, and then they have to do all that work. So focus where you're certified and get your lift, and then you can scale from there.
Okay.
Anybody else? I will say this, that I always, when I have a new vendor, I don't lead with that we're WBENC certified. We don't lead with that. We lead with our technical expertise and the value that we provide. But then we'll put in our certs as we're doing the new vendor process. And they're like, oh, wow, that's great. So I do, through the WBENC channel, I'm saying I do leverage that, right? And work with supplier diversity people. But when I'm going to market in general at times, I don't start there. I will start with, and then it's a nice add-on at the end. I always start with business value, what solutions we're going to provide, our technical expertise, and how, we can meet their needs and expectations. Any other questions?
Thank you for sharing and including your personal experience. As we're wrapping up, I want to invite you all to scan the QR code, take our brief survey. Only take a couple of minutes, and it really helps us out to know what we could do differently, what we can add moving forward. And the survey link will also be included in the recap email that I'll send out later today. So moving on to the next slide. This is what's coming up with WBEC ORV. And as Angela has mentioned, the best way to stay engaged is to attend these events. So as she's already mentioned, we've got our new coffee break series, which is there's 1 hour sessions designed to create space for authentic conversation and professional growth with other WBEs. And it gives you a meaningful hour to invest in yourself and into your business. These sessions are free and they're open to all. And we hope to see you at our first session on January 14th. Next, we have January 15th, our newly certified WBE onboarding. So if you know anyone that's thinking of becoming certified or is newly certified, that's a good one for them to attend. We have another coffee break on February 4th. Becoming a certified WBE, that is the session for people that are thinking about becoming certified. and it'll go into more detail about that process. Our certification team will let you know what steps they need to take. February 11th, we have a Doing Business with Corporates series with Cincinnati Public Schools. And we also have a business development series centered around AI on February 11th. That one's a little later in the day, around 3 p.m. February 17th, we have Developing an Effective Capability Statement. February 18th, we have our Women of Color, Why Should I Get Certified webinar, and that is led by our Women of Color Committee. It focuses on the importance of certification and annual recertification for women of color owned businesses. And then we have another newly certified WBE onboarding session on February 19th. And with that, I want to thank you all for joining us today. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us. We've got our email address and a phone number. And yeah, don't hesitate to reach out. We're always here to help. And I think we'll end it there. Thank you all for joining. Be on the lookout for our recap email.
All right. Have a great day, everyone.